All right, let's start with that landmark court judgment, which means that the Dutch Reformed Church will have to allow same-sex couples to get married in church. The Gauteng High Court in Pretoria today set aside the church's 2016 policy. That policy was stricter than an earlier policy and said that gay couples could not get married in the Dutch Reformed Church. Judges found that diminished the integrity of gay congregants. To discuss, we're joined by SABC reporter Ofentse Setimo. Ofentse, thanks for being with us. This case was brought by members of the Dutch Reformed Church itself, so surely they are very pleased.
Yes, they're actually very pleased, especially members of the parish themselves, the pastors, and some members who are actually taking part in making sure that the church operates in a well manner. Basically, the judgment was saying that those that occupy positions within the church and are of a gay sexual orientation, then they are allowed to actually partake in the church's activities. As you know, that the church in 2015 decided that those of a gay orientation are actually allowed to be ordinary members of the church, but they are not allowed to actively partake in the church's activities. So the members who actually took the matter to court went there after the church changed its mind after a decision that was taken during a gathering in 2015, and only a year later decided that during a synod that all gay members of the church are not allowed to partake. So that's when they took it to court, and hence the judgment today.
Ofentse, this 2016 policy that you're talking about also covered gay ministers, I think saying that they needed to be celibate. What is their standing after today?
Well, you mean the standing of the church?
Of gay ministers themselves, pastors? Yes,
I believe that there were some who were at the church themselves, and they were quite jovial. You know, they were wearing some shirts that were written that love is love, whether it's between a man and a man or a man and a woman. You know, all that matters is that love prevails. You know, so they were quite pleased with the judgment. But the church itself actually avoided responding specifically to the judgment. They basically said they want to study it first because it was very brief. It took less than 5 minutes, you know. So the judge himself said that it was more of an essay. It would take the whole day for him to go through the whole judgment. So we just granted an order to say that the applicants have to pay for 3 counsel. The respondent, that is, have to pay for 3 counsel, and that the 2016 order by the church should actually be rescinded.
This has implications, though, for many churches, for the Catholic Church, for several other churches that do not allow gay congregants to get married in church. Is it a given, Ofentse, do you think, that this will go to higher court, that it will become about freedom of religion as well?
Yes, well, the argument was that, you know, in some way they are actually interfering with how the church operates and how the church has its own beliefs, you know. So I do suspect, you know, I might be corrected, but I do suspect that this might be taken to the higher court, because you know what the Bible says, right? It's Adam and Eve. So that might be the argument that they might raise to the highest court.
All right, thank you very much for that update, SABC reporter Ofentse Setimo. And engage with us. Remember, in the question of the day, we're asking what you think about that judgment. Now, the